It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
Welcome to Embers of Liberty.
Our country is strong. A great people has been moved to defend our great nation. Terrorist attacks can shake the foundations of our biggest buildings, but they cannot touch the foundation of America.
In the
These guys
Council
shatter
of
steel.
Government, we must guard
They
against
cannot dent
the
the steel.
activation of unwanted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex.
Inherently and historically opposed to secret society.
We, as Americans, have the capacity now, as we've had in the
decided long
past,
ago
to do whatever needs to be
excessive
done
and unwarranted
to
concealment
preserve this last and greatest bastion of
far
freedom.
outweigh the dangers
In this
that
present
suffice to
crisis,
justify it.
government is not the solution to our problem. Government is the problem.
Welcome back to Embers of Liberty, where Joe and I have been messing with each other's headphones, and it's a good time. So,
If you don't love what you do, get yourself on our level.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that light's dying back there.
American Jedi bitches. Anywho,
New Mexico.
Suck my lightsaber.
suck my underbarrel lightsaber, you bitch. Brings
Whoa.
a whole new meaning to bayonet.
Whoa.
So, it has been a fantastic week.
That would be my porn star name. Big Daddy Bayonet.
I'm fucking done. I'm out.
Yeah, me too. See you guys later. Ugh. Nope, don't like that. Nope.
No, sir.
Nope, do not like that.
You know what I
No,
say to your
not at
porn
all.
star name?
What? Hey, now listen. Glock has a bayonet that's this big. You know that?
No, I didn't know
That
that.
sounds about right for you.
Beth, I'm out too.
That is accurate. Sounds about right.
I'm
So-
out too.
We have some stuff to talk about tonight. One of those things just happens to be the fact that, well, me, Joe, and Kate went and saw Oppenheimer last night. And if you haven't seen it, 10 out of 10, do recommend. We will be giving a review of that
It is good.
towards the end of the show, so
See, look.
make sure you...
Tiny bayonet.
That is freaking ridiculous.
I want it.
Let me see.
No, that's an aftermarket thing. That is not made by Glock.
I
It's
saw it
just
on
a
the Glock-
tiny
I
knife.
saw it on the Glock website one time, I thought.
I'm sure it is on the Glock website as a Glock accessory.
But,
Anywho.
hold on. I'll send.
No, we're done with this. Anywho,
That is ridiculous.
yeah,
That is the
absolutely
dumbest
ridiculous.
shit I've ever-
Stupid.
Thank you. So anyway, back to our normal routine. Finally, Joe, how was your week?
It was good, man. It's good. Hot, but good.
Fantastic.
The
Okay.
job is going great.
Oh, you weren't done. Sorry.
And I found out last night when I got home, and I decided I didn't want to go to bed yet, at like 12 o'clock in the morning, that I did actually pass my math class with a B. So
Nice.
I have gotten all A's and B's on my associate's degree, and thank you. Graduated with honors
Well, I guess
with
we
a 3.87.
I guess we can't use the smell like failure on him for that.
Yeah, 3.87 GPA.
Nice.
Yep. So that's a
Very nice.
magna cum laude.
Nice.
So I was pretty happy about that.
Nice.
Is that your dojo name?
Magna cum laude. Okay, so how was your week, Justin? Or Kate? We're going Kate first.
It was good. I worked every day this week.
Yes, she did.
Tired.
What are the other celebrations?
I don't know.
Beth says a lot of celebrations this week.
I don't know, man.
I don't know what the other
I
celebrations
don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, you worked all week.
Yeah, that's about it. It rained.
It did rain.
It rained a lot.
It rained a lot.
How about you, Justin?
Well, worked. Went and saw Oppenheimer.
Excellent movie.
Did some
I
Formula.
think that was the highlight of our week.
Did some Formula One
For me.
racing on the old PC, and yeah, that's about it. So with that, weeks are covered. Let's talk freedom things.
Fuck yeah!
I love that. I love that I added the ending of that because it felt so lacking for so long.
It was just the tip at first.
Smell like failure.
And we
Yeah.
don't like just the tip. We like the whole shaft.
Exactly. Exactly. Anywho.
Sorry.
What in the hell?
Listen. I'm just glad you left the box at home.
Hey, listen, you don't even know what the box really is.
One day.
No,
You can't handle the box.
you can't handle the box. Did you just
That sounds
oof
like-
him?
Sounds like a fart.
So anyway, things are starting to kind of heat up as far as Yale Hunter crackpipe Biden is concerned. It would appear that the U.S. attorney has been granted special counsel status. Something that I didn't think was going to happen. Did you think that was going to happen?
No.
No, because here's the thing. So I'm glad that he got special counsel status, but also seems like it's a little bit too little too late because they're only doing this because they're catching so much heat over going after Trump. Wouldn't you agree with that, Joe?
I'm not too familiar with this
Well,
particular
so
subject.
this is
I know about the Hunter stuff, but I'm talking about the special counsel thing. I'm not too
well, that just happened a couple of days ago.
savvy on it. Okay, well,
So-
the back end of the week I was pretty busy, so I didn't get to see. Usually while I'm working, I listen to all the new stuff, but I didn't get to back end of the week.
Yeah, this is a pretty short one, so let's go to the screen share. Yep, get rid of that. And here we go. Nope.
You got it muted.
Let's just go back over here. Damn it, Lonnie. Lonnie muted it the last time.
This
He
girl
was
looks
right.
like
It do stay muted.
This girl's hair is more frizzy than a frazzle.
Fraser Frass.
Frazzle.
Yeah, well, hair and makeup. Smells like failure.
Smell like failure.
The U.S. attorney investigating Hunter Biden now has special counsel status in this case. This gives him more power than a typical U.S. attorney. The move could lead to a trial of Hunter Biden. This is the first time that 3 special counsels are currently investigating matters related to a sitting president, his son, and a previous president.
Interesting, right? So the fact that they even allowed him to have special counsel status shows that they're backtracking quite a bit, because this would never have happened had it not been for the cries from the other side of the aisle saying, hey, this ain't right. You're going after Trump for all this other bullshit. You're not going after Hunter at all. And he has verifiably broken the law multiple times. You know, whether it's the prostitutes or the crack or the collecting of bags of cash by peddling the Biden brand. The only thing that the Biden brand is the Biden name, because the only thing the Bidens have ever done is politics. Right? Am I wrong? Nope. Am I wrong here in any way?
Not that I know of.
Okay, so kind of interesting that they finally allowed someone to have special counsel. We're going to skip those other 2 videos that I put in there because I don't really think they're relevant.
I will say it's interesting how all of a sudden they're allowing this to happen.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, out of nowhere, they're allowing it to happen because
they were trying to. They tried everything they could to cover this thing up.
Well, yeah, they've been doing everything that they could. You know, well, Joe didn't know, or Joe knew, but he didn't do business with.
Well, see,
him,
that's even the bigger scandal is Joe Biden's always been saying, "Oh, I didn't do business with him," but yet Hunter's saying he did.
Well, it's not even Hunter saying that he did. It's everybody connected to Hunter.
Well, I mean, Hunter is not saying it to the authorities. Hunter, we have evidence that Hunter said that Hunter acted as though they were working together.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it seems like what we have here is
true international effort to pressure.
Yep. I'd say so.
I think that's what's happening.
I'd say Pop forgot.
Well, I think Pop's not in control anymore. I think the Democrats have finally gotten sick of the shit and are starting to turn on him. At the end of the day, I really think that's what's happening. I think that they're so tired of hearing about it and knowing how corrupt he is and knowing that there's no way they can get out of this without letting him burn, that they're just going to let him burn.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, all of this, the discovery for all of this is going to get nasty for a lot of people.
You know what I want? Like Ben Shapiro said, I would love for the next presidential debate to be both him and Trump.
From a prison cell.
In prison, but they're yelling at each other across the hallway.
Just prison cells directly across the hall, screaming at each other.
That would be perfect.
I think it would be great, and honestly, yeah. But so, we've been talking about the Hunter Biden stuff, and that brings up another thing. There is a new song that came out from a relatively unknown artist named Oliver Anthony that has pretty much spoken straight to the American people, no matter race, religion, creed. It's an extremely powerful song, and we're actually going to play that for you tonight.
I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay, so I can sit out here and waste my life away, drag back home and drown my troubles away. It's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is living in the new world with an whole soul. These rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do. 'Cause your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end. 'Cause the rich men, north the rich men. I wish politicians would look out for miners, and not just miners on an island somewhere. Lord, we got folks in the street, ain't got nothing to eat, and the obese milking welfare. Well, God, if you're 5'3" and you're 300 pounds, taxes ought not to pay for your bags of fudge rounds. Young men are putting themselves 6 feet in the ground, 'cause all this damn country does is keep on kicking them down. Lord, it's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is living in the new world with an whole soul. These rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do. 'Cause your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end. 'Cause the rich men, north the rich men. I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay.
I like it. Pretty good.
It's crazy how much that song has blown up. It is #1 on iTunes right now.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It is an incredibly powerful song.
Well, that is interesting because, you know, the media come out this week and was talking about how Jason Aldean's song fell down the charts. It's probably because this one went up.
It seems that way.
Jason Aldean is not country to me. I'm sorry.
He's more like I would call it like that rock country, you know? Like, it's not country. It's
I
that.
wouldn't even put country. The only thing that's
Southern
country
rock.
about him is his fake accent.
Maybe Southern rock in a way.
I don't. To me, I like music like this. This is what I think of when I
Yeah.
think of country.
Yeah, I like this stuff.
He
See,
sounds
to
like
me,
a
that's
deeper
more
version of Zach Bryan.
That's more folk music to me.
Yeah, like a country folk. Yeah.
And you know, at the end of the day, it is rich men north of Richmond that are the cause
of a lot of our problems.
Of most of our problems in America. And I think this song came out exactly when it needed to.
Yeah, I like that.
I think that it speaks to the way that a lot of people in this country feel right now, and how the government just continues to fuck us no matter what we do. You know, you can work all you want, you're not going to get paid enough. You know, and
the company might actually pay you enough,
right?
But you get shit on by so many taxes.
Yep.
It's not going to matter.
I mean, he said it. You know, he said it. Your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end.
The government and insurance companies, they're shitting on us hard. I guess who's in bed together? Government and insurance companies.
Yeah, because the government has mandated that you must have health insurance.
Yep. I bring home...
Even though that got overturned.
I'm not going to say how much I bring home a month, but let's just say 1/3 of my check does not make it home.
Yeah.
But
every
yeah,
month.
they jacked the prices up for insurance back when it was mandatory, and
Yep.
now they're not going to come back down off of it.
No,
But
they're not
remember,
going to,
remember how
'cause
they said
that eats into
insurance
their
is going to be
profits.
cheaper. It's going to be cheaper.
No.
My company just
But he
paid
also-
one insurance for another. Was it?
You know who insurance got cheaper for? People that don't work.
Yeah.
And because I will say that I was on that insurance for a while.
Yeah.
Just to, get myself back up on my feet. I'm not. None of us are on it anymore. We are
Yeah.
all officially on my workplace insurance.
Right. Well,
But
I mean,
everything was free. This is one thing that kind of got on my nerve. I liked it because I needed help, but at the same time, there were some things that I could have paid for a little bit that they're like, no, it's all paid for. And I'm like I'm okay with that for people that need it, but people that just don't want to work, like you're paying for everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the entire insurance thing is paid for. Like you don't have a copay, you don't pay for your meds, you don't pay for anything.
Yeah, but are you talking about Medicaid?
Medicaid.
Yeah, but you have to go to an approved Medicaid doctor. You have to get approved prescribed Medicaid prescriptions.
Yeah, but around here,
But the doctors you go to and they see that, they know that.
yeah, but around here, almost all the doctors are approved Medicaid doctors
Yeah.
because
A lot of,
we
like-
are in a low income, area.
A lot of
or
the
we considered low
specialists
income.
and like we accept all major insurances, but like all of the specialists we refer to, even the only pediatric doctor at the time, they weren't accepting it.
so I have pulled up the lyrics for
Weird.
Richmond, north of Richmond. You don't have to share them. The second verse is probably my personal favorite area of the song because it's, I wish politicians would look out for minors and not just minors on an island somewhere. Lord, we got folks in the street ain't got nothing to eat and the obese milking welfare. Well, God, if you're 5'3" and you're 300 pounds, taxes ought not to pay for your bag of fudge rounds. Young men putting themselves 6 feet in the ground because all this damn country does is keep on kicking them down.
Yep.
And it's true. It's
So let me. That brings up a point. So I was talking to a local business owner the other day, right? And she said that if you're a minute late on your monthly sales tax, like paying your monthly sales tax, I'm talking a minute. It's due on a certain day at like 4 p.m. If you pay it on that day at 4:01 p.m., $500 fine. $500 damn dollars because you're a minute late.
Yep.
That is the biggest load of bullshit I have ever heard in my life.
Government's good for one thing and one thing only, fucking the people.
Yep.
So, I thought that was one of the most important songs that has come out in a long time.
Oh, by the way, that's $500 for every tax. So if you pay sales tax to the state, feds, and whatever, you actually are taxed $1,500. If you have like 3 taxes you have to pay that day, you're actually fined $1,500.
Yep.
So that's a good way to get shut down real quick. Because if you're a small business owner, people are like, oh, you got all kinds of money. You're a small business owner. No.
Small business owners typically
Actually
are
make
living
less.
paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah. Like, because that's why a lot of them, if their business don't make it, they could declare bankruptcy. Because they literally put everything they had into that business. $1,500 mother effing dollars.
Selling your soul, working all day.
Yep.
Overtime hours for bullshit pay.
All I'm saying.
Again, I think the song is important. I think it speaks to the majority of America right now. And it was important enough that even though it's not my style of music, I love the song.
Oh, that's my style of music, 100%. I love that.
I
That's
mean,
good.
I would love to hear a metal version of that.
I think the height and the height and weight of the individual, like 5'3" and 300 pounds. I mean, that's a round person, but that's not as big. Mine is these people that are, like you see on the TV that are like the 600-pound people.
Yeah,
and
my
you know
600-pound wife.
Yeah, and you know the government's paying for all of their shit, and these people on YouTube that literally they're like this freaking big, and they're like, let's show you how we eat McDonald's today, No,
Yeah.
piss off. Like people, I'm not for banning people off the internet, but that kind of shit needs to be banned off the internet. We do not need to be encouraging people to be obese. Like I'm obese. Don't get me wrong.
No, you're not obese. You're just fat.
But I'm not happy with it though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm
not happy with it either.
Those people are happy with being obese. They're happy with being useless.
Yeah, they are, because that's all they've ever done. That's all they know how to do is to be useless. They are professional useless people, just like our
politicians.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
We
That's
get
where I was
heated
going.
tonight. We get heated.
Well, I mean, it's not so much that we're getting heated. It's just that at the end of the day,
we're getting sick of this shit.
Americans in general are tired of this. And, you know, yeah, we agree more with Republicans than we do with Democrats. But at the end of the day, we're not Republicans and we're not Democrats. And we're going to shit on everybody who stands in our way.
Well, just like...
I mean, it's just the fact of the matter is that we, the people, are fucking pissed off. We are pissed off. Yep. We are sick of this shit. We want our lives back. We want our paychecks back. And we want fucking inflation to be under control. I want to be able to buy a house. I want to be able to afford to feed my family. I want to be able to do the things that I want to do. I want the American dream back, and our government has shit on it.
Hell, at this point, I would just be happy to be able to go to the store and not feel like I'm getting raped buying groceries.
Well, that's never going to happen.
No, because
not anytime soon.
Prices,
anyway.
prices. That's just it. Price of groceries will never go back down.
No, it won't. And the thing is that all these companies that, you know, do raises once a year, like the one that I work for, they're not going to catch up with inflation.
Luckily, so what's the inflation rate at?
It was 3.2 year on year for last month.
Okay, so the job that I work for, they have actually given us a 4% raise.
Well, good.
So they this is the first job I've ever worked for that I actually feel cared about.
Right. The problem is that most places are not going to do that.
Right. That's why I'm saying I'm giving my job like a big kudos there. Like they actually care about us.
And as much as I love my job and the place that I work for, it's at the end of the day, I'm worse off now as far as like being able to buy the things that I want to buy than I've ever been.
Which is not really their fault; it's the government's fault.
Exactly. I'm not blaming
right.
the
and
company
at the end
that
of the
I
day,
work
it's
for,
not
but
corporations'
at
fault.
the end of the day, a corporation should understand, hey, they're inflating the currency. We're going to have to do something to help our people.
What I make now is basically living the same way when I made $8 an hour. Back, 8 years ago.
Yep.
Yeah. What I make now is basically like what I was making when I worked at Polaris.
It's a bunch of bullshit, man.
It is. It's absolute horseshit.
And like I said, I don't blame the corporations. I blame the government, because at the end of the day, the corporations should not have to be mommy and daddy.
No,
you know?
I agree on some of them, but like the place I work, they can afford to cough out.
Yeah. I mean, I get that.
Some extra money. They just won't.
Like I said, that's why I'm thankful for my new job.
Same for my job. They can afford it. They're just not going to do it.
Right. That's why I said I'm not trying to brag, but I'm trying to give the kudos to my workplace. Like I'm thankful.
Yeah,
you know.
That's great. Now on to something else. Now time for something completely different.
Which, by the way, since we're on a song, I actually fully listened to.
Oh my god.
No, it's relevant.
You wait until I'm ready to move on to something else, and then you bring something up.
I just remembered it. But I finally listened to Jason Aldean's Try This in a Small Town like about a week ago. What I'm saying is I don't understand the hype. Like, it's a good song to me, you know, for what it is. But
nothing. It's not. There's no hype. It's just a trend.
It is. People just jumped on it and were like, "This is racist," and I'm like, Nope. I don't think so.
I don't think it is. I think it's
because they're talking about good old boys. Okay, anybody can be a good old boy.
And then it blew up on TikTok, and everybody does it.
Yeah. Don't get me started on those people. Some of those people are weird. Anyway,
so moving on to something that we've talked about many times in the past.
Move on to our boy Rand Paul, who I don't consider a politician.
No, I think Rand Paul's probably the least politician-y politician that has ever politicianed.
He's the least of the dickin'.
History of politicians.
He's doing the least dickin'.
Right, he actually cares about the people that he represents.
Right.
And it's pretty obvious that he does, based on the way that he talks to Mr. Anthony Fauci.
Yep.
Because,
well, in the way he runs Kentucky, is he still a senator of Kentucky?
Yes.
Or the governor or whatever? He used to be a governor, wasn't he?
No.
Oh, senator. Okay. But, yeah. So, is he dogging Fauci on this, or is it just like him throwing out some stuff?
Oh, no. They have new emails.
Oh, yes.
That kind of shoot him in the foot about his whole, we did not fund gain-of-function research at the Wuhan Institute of Virology, and you do not know what you are talking about.
You are fake news.
Sorry, buddy, but he did know what he was talking about, and now he's got receipts.
I like it when
Dr.
there's
Anthony
receipts.
Fauci now referred to the DOJ for criminal investigation. We knew this was heading here. Accused of lying under oath to Congress about his knowledge of the U.S.-funded COVID research in Wuhan.
Knowing that it is a crime to lie to Congress, do you wish to retract your statement of May 11th where you claimed that the NIH never funded gain-of-function research in Wuhan?
Senator Paul, I have never lied before the Congress, and I do not retract that statement. You do not know what you are talking about.
Really? Senator Rand Paul filed the criminal referral and joins us now. Senator, you've been all over this. You've been aggressive. You've been determined. It seems you're at the threshold to the point where you called Matt Graves and said, I need you to look at this. What turned the tables for you? What evidence do you have?
Well, I don't think there's ever been a clear case of perjury in the history of government testimony. And I don't say that lightly. He said adamantly that the government never funded this gain-of-function research. We now have the Government Accountability Office, the GAO, has admitted that the funding came from the NIH. We have the acting director, Tabak, of the NIH, admitting it in writing that it came from the NIH. But now we have really the smoking gun, and that is Fauci in private saying the opposite of what he was saying in public. When he was publicly telling me that absolutely we did not fund gain-of-function research in China, he says privately, we are suspicious that the virus has been manipulated, and we are suspicious because we know they are doing gain-of-function research. He then goes on to describe the research, and it's exactly the research that the NIH funded. So he's caught dead to rights here, but we have an incredibly partisan Attorney General Garland who's refusing to act. So I've taken the extraordinary step of actually going to the local U.S. attorney in D.C. to see if he will act. Now, the problem is there are partisans littered throughout the legal system, and people are seeing this. You don't get prosecuted if you're a Democrat under this administration, no matter what you do.
And one of the lines in the internal communication that were recovered was, Tony doesn't want his fingerprints on any origin stories. Why would that be?
Well, because ultimately culpability attaches. Think about it. 1 million Americans died. This is one of the biggest events, in our lifetime, other than, the wars that we've been through. But in my lifetime, this is 1 million people. In Vietnam, as horrible as it was, 60,000 something, I think, was the total death toll. But 1 million people died. More people died than in the Civil War. And if it came from a lab that we funded, wouldn't we want to know? And if someone made the decision, and here's what in all likelihood happened.
So I think it's fair to say that so many people have died from that virus that you can actually tell in the workplace because, we don't have the people going back to work. Part of which is because a lot of people have died.
Yeah, part of it.
And it's just, now, that's going to happen. That's going to happen when you have pandemics. I don't blame that on anybody. That's the pandemic. Now, however, I do feel like it was obviously handled improperly, and there was a lot of tyranny thrown out during all that. And it's because people, basically, lack of a good explanation of this, he had a bunch of nerds that all of a sudden got popular, and they liked the popularity, and they wanted to keep that popularity.
Yeah. I think a lot of what you're seeing now is the people who fell for the shit and allowed themselves to be walked all over starting to stand up.
Right. And I got something relevant that I need to bring up that's actually hit close to home this week at the end of this little segment here. Remind me to, and I'll bring it up.
Go ahead.
All right. So I'm not going to say who it was because they don't want people to know that it happened to them or whatever. But I had a family member this week that had a heart attack.
Oh.
Okay. This person just got home from doing, what's that extreme workout stuff? Where you're like jumping and like
CrossFit.
They were just doing CrossFit. Very fit individual.
Yeah.
Like very fit. Watch what they ate, everything. Whole 9 yards. Had a heart attack.
Do I know this family member?
I don't think so.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not going to say who it is. I mean, I'll tell y'all later, but like on air.
Yeah,
I'm
obviously.
not going. They don't for their privacy because
Yeah.
I respect them. I love them to death. They're great folks, and they don't believe this. They don't believe what I'm about to say. Like that. This is not their mentality. Their idea. This is mine. They got the vaccine.
Yeah, there's a lot of that been happening here lately.
And my suspicion is maybe that was a result of the vaccine. I'm not saying it is,
but it's possible. It's a possibility.
Yes.
And there's no denying that we've seen an uptick in events like this. I mean,
and it could be from having COVID. It could not be the vaccine. It could be from having COVID.
I mean, it could be from a multitude of things. It could be an underlying condition that they didn't know they had.
Apparently, his mother did have heart issues.
Yeah.
But I thought it was just very suspicious because some doctors have even stated that, hey, I mean, yes, some doctors say genetics, you can't outrun them, but other doctors say no, if you take care of yourself, you can defeat those genetics. But I don't know.
I mean, at the end of the day,
you're going to go when the good Lord calls you home. Like,
But
now he's okay, by the way. He is okay. He actually caught it in time. There was no damage to his heart.
Good.
He's just, got to recover from that event. And I'm very glad because I'm very fond of this individual.
That's the same thing that happened to Bronny James. He basically had a heart attack on the basketball court during a workout.
Yeah. And he was he got the V.
Oh,
right?
he was definitely vaccinated.
We're probably going to get.
You know what? At the end of the day, I don't care.
No, because we want to just put it like it is, man. And like I said, we are not. Let me clear this up. We are not saying it is because of the vaccine. We are just saying, it's a chin itcher.
Well, it's a possibility you can't rule out right now.
Right.
It is.
Right.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, when you look at all the stuff that's coming out about all these vaccines that were pushed on everybody, they knew that shit like this was going to start happening.
Right. Oh, they knew the whole time.
And they did it anyway.
Right.
So
it's just like that meme says.
We picked a great place to pause this.
Pause like shit.
Did you catch what Kate just said?
Huh?
Population control.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's awfully funny how during that whole event, the Georgia Guidestones got blown up.
Yep. Weird, huh?
Yeah. And I don't remember what I was going to say now. Damn it.
The alert got you.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, let's let
Go, you know the thing.
let's let
Let's let our boy Paul keep talking.
Thank you. Let's let Rand Paul finish here.
There was a safety committee that was supposed to review dangerous research and decide whether or not we should fund it. Fauci went around the committee. He won't admit it, but I think ultimately there's going to be written proof, and I think the House is going to get this if we continue to look into their records, because the government is holding these records tightly, but evidence that Anthony Fauci took this dangerous research and said, no, if they get an exemption, they don't have to be reviewed by the committee to see if it's dangerous. And so they were mixing viruses together to see if they were more transmissible in humans or more dangerous in humans. It turns out they found that they could create viruses that were more dangerous.
Yeah, some platypus and bat in a cave, or was he really as concerned as us and had many doubts about that story as we did? One of the quotes from the internal communication was, there were mutations in the virus that would be most unusual to have evolved naturally in the bats, and there was a suspicion that this mutation was intentionally inserted. That doesn't sound like a guy who's trying to tell you it didn't come from a lab leak, right?
And exactly a month later, in a paper that was being written at exactly the same time, in public they say absolutely that this virus was not a construct of a laboratory. So in private, they're saying it has all the hallmarks of being created in a lab. In public, they're saying it absolutely didn't. And then they were attacking people like myself and others, other scientists as well. They were attacking us and saying we were conspiracy theorists, while in private they're saying this is no conspiracy theory. This is a real thing, and it's the most likely thing that happened. So this is a real definition of a conspiracy, of a cover-up. And we're going to get to the bottom of this because we need to try to make sure this doesn't happen again. And they're still funding this type of research.
Senator, appreciate you staying on.
Yes,
You're
we
staying
have
to the facts, and I'm sure he wishes
we
you
have
would go
officially
away.
reinstated the funding for that lab again, by the way.
Yep. Because we didn't learn our lesson the first time, apparently.
Well, it's not. I don't think it's so much we didn't learn the lesson as much as, like Kate said, I don't think they killed enough people, so we got to start over.
Yeah. I mean, they've been publicly saying, we've got to be prepared for the next pandemic. Okay, first off, we hadn't had a pandemic since, I don't know, what?
Because think about this. Well, was it the SARS or whatever? Or,
no, there's been no pandemic in recent memory.
It did not get to pandemic levels.
Right.
The last pandemic was, what, in the 20s or whatever?
Yeah. It's only been 100 years. But yeah, we need to prepare for the next one.
But like Kate said, I think a lot of it has to do with population control.
Well, I mean, Agenda 21 was pretty clear about all that.
Yeah, and we go to...
I mean, what's a better way to do, like, a mass, genocide with...
Oh, we accidentally... Lab leak.
Whoopsie.
Whoops.
It was a bat in the soup.
Now, the real question is, was it released intentionally by the Chinese Communist Party? That's the question that we need to be asking.
Mm-hmm.
Because...
I honestly don't think it was intentionally released yet.
Oh.
I do believe that it was intended to be released eventually, though.
No, I think it was intentional.
I think it was going to be intentional. I think that it got out sooner than it was supposed to, though. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah, they found that biolab in California.
Trying to find not Fox News coverage of it.
You're probably going to be hard-pressed. Oh, there's CBS. Nope.
Nope. Well, I mean, this is literally like a local channel, so...
Well, we're now learning...
It's interesting that nobody other than Fox News is covering it, though.
Lab in Reedley that's been shut down by the Fresno County Department of Public Health. Fox 26 reporter Rich Rodriguez explains what kind of testing took place for months in the warehouse no one in town says they knew about.
From October 2022 until spring 2023, this warehouse at 850 I Street in Reedley was operating a biological lab. It was a well-kept secret. After seeing signs of activity there, the city of Reedley asked Fresno County Department of Public Health to investigate.
Just a significant amount of over like 36 refrigerator freezers located on site, and there was a lot of biological agents on there. So there was a lot of contents of blood, serum, everything that a biological lab would normally have.
Las Vegas-based Prestige Biotech was doing the testing.
Blade.
The company was using hundreds of mice, which had to be euthanized.
They were utilizing the laboratory mice to see whether or not their COVID test kits
that's funny.
were actually testing for COVID. So that was their purpose for having the laboratory mice on site.
Fresno County Public Health asked for help from state and federal agencies. Prado says it's not illegal to create a biological lab. The county went to its legal toolbox to shut it down.
We used a health officer or authority to actually issue the order for inspection. assess what's on site. What are we really dealing with here? Once we completed that assessment, we then moved towards an abatement warrant. That is actually signed by a judge.
County Public Health destroyed all the biologicals in the warehouse. That project was finished July 7th.
Because the Chinese
Prado has never seen anything like this in his 27-year career.
Here at the Public Health Department, we operate our own lab. So we're
okay.
Hadn't seen this in his career. That's because in your career you probably hadn't done shit until COVID.
Well, the other thing is what they didn't tell you. It was a Chinese biolab.
Yeah.
That's what I just said. That the Chinese writing isn't sketchy enough.
I mean, it's so the Chinese biolab in Wuhan is the most likely, origin of the COVID virus. And then they've got an illegal biolab in California out of nowhere. Weird, right?
It's almost like, again, they're like, we didn't do enough. We need to do more.
Yep.
And it's in California?
Yep. Right outside of Fresno. So anyway, I'm going to run grab my drink real quick. I'll be right back. And then we're going to get into Orange Man updates. You can talk.
I'll pretend to sing some like elevator music.
One of the labs we have to call, like an insurance lab, it has like this horrible rendition of like, it's like Freebird's retarded cousin.
It's like, is it MIDI? It sounds like a little MIDI keyboard.
It's horrible. Or like I call Exotica, like to order like a coaster or something.
Yeah.
And it's like bam, like 50s style music. It's horrible.
Like you can just picture the pink like windbreakers and
the poodle skirts and all. It was no.
Anyway, sorry, I was getting thirsty.
So Arizona makes spiked stuff now.
No, I'm not drinking tonight.
Oh, I saw cocktails, so I thought.
Yeah, it's a fruit juice cocktail.
Oh, very nice.
This is the Mucho Mango. I had to get it because now we're talking about Orange Man, so I needed something that was orange in color.
Very nice.
What is that? Hey, puppy.
All right.
Hey, puppy.
Let's get Trump over because there's good stuff coming after him.
Yep. Alrighty. So, the judge that's overseeing the election interference case has issued the protective order and has said that she will not have a carnival atmosphere in her courtroom.
Presiding over former President Donald Trump's election interference trial laid down the law in an historic first hearing. Federal Judge Tanya Chutkan warned Friday that she would not allow a carnival atmosphere in the courtroom. Chutkan delivered mixed rulings in a protective order battle as the GOP frontrunner campaigns for a second presidential term. Christina Ruffini is in our nation's capital and joins us now. Christina, good morning.
Good morning, Dana. Well, a big part of Trump's legal strategy so far has been to try to delay these proceedings as much as possible. But the judge made clear to his legal team yesterday that the more inflammatory things the former president says about the case, the faster it will go to trial. So far, the former president has made more campaign appearances than court appearances as the indictments pile up.
I should have 4 by sometime next week.
God, Trump's legal team represented him in
Must
the
have been in
D.C.
Alabama.
courthouse Friday, where U.S. District Judge Tanya Chutkan adopted the Department of Justice's request for a protective order, limiting what the former president can say about evidence in the trial.
I have freedom of speech, First Amendment.
But she also tried to strike a middle ground, saying Trump has the same First Amendment rights as any other defendant, and that the restrictions would only apply to sensitive material. Trump was also not present in a courtroom in Florida this week, where he and personal valet Walt Nada pleaded not guilty to new charges in the federal documents case. And more legal trouble could be coming before the end of the month in Georgia, where the Fulton County District Attorney is expected to file charges that Trump tried to pressure officials there into changing the state's election results. Those charges are expected right about the same time as the first Republican debate.
I'll let it be known next week.
Trump still hasn't said if he'll participate, but in Iowa this week, the topic has come up.
People ask me sometimes what I think about maybe debating Donald Trump. I tell people I've debated Donald Trump 1,000 times, just never with the cameras on.
And Trump also heads to Iowa today, where his GOP rivals have been spending a lot more time campaigning. It's an early voting state. It's also the Iowa State Fair. So, Michelle, prepare for a lot of images of grown men and women eating corn dogs.
Always interesting to watch.
The judge.
Nope.
Oh, that lady changed at the end. She went from looking like a man to a real woman.
Yeah.
Go, you know the thing.
I mean, that's pretty much all there is to say, other than Trump has demanded that Chuck can be removed from his trial. But
he can't make those demands.
That's not going to happen. So, anyway, on to Ukraine, where Ukraine's getting awfully ballsy with their attacks into Russia. Whether this was a Ukrainian attack or just Russian incompetence, don't know yet. But they have been sending drones towards Moscow in recent months. And I don't know if you know this, but they're going to protect Moscow at all costs.
Yeah, if you get too close to Moscow, you know what's going to happen?
They're going to nuke you.
Mushroom cometh.
And if they nuke Ukraine, we're all fucked.
Goodbye, cruel world.
We're all fucked.
Yep.
Like 100%. So, let's take a look at this explosion.
Overseas tonight, a powerful explosion on the grounds of a factory outside Moscow. One person was killed, more than 50 injured. The facility is on record as an optics plant that makes equipment for the military, but Russian officials say the blast occurred in a warehouse for fireworks.
Give it an alert there.
Liar!
I mean, they both work.
Yeah.
Because Russia's lying about what the plant was. And
fireworks.
I'm sorry, but probably not fireworks. And if I had to guess, it got bombed. But that's just me.
Here's ABC's chief foreign correspondent, Ian Pannell.
Tonight, a massive explosion ripping through a military plant outside. Tonight.
In Pannell.
Does that sound like fireworks to you?
No. Well, I've seen some firework factory explosions. I mean, they're pretty legit.
Yeah, but are those firework warehouse factory explosions in the same building as a optics manufacturing for the military?
No, usually these places are like out in the middle of nowhere.
Exactly, because it wasn't a fireworks facility.
Like, I don't see a fireworks facility being in like a place like this.
No. I mean, it is Russia, but no. Listen, no.
Just no.
Tonight, a massive explosion ripping through a military plant outside Moscow. A huge smoke cloud rising above the site. These dramatic images captured in videos circulating online. The plant makes equipment for the Russian military as well as other industries. Surrounding houses and windows shattered. 60 were injured and at least 8 missing, one person later dying in the hospital. The official explanation that this was a fireworks site that exploded. But a retired military explosives expert telling ABC News while it could be fireworks, it seems unlikely. And this video circulating online showing what appears to be a military shell nearby.
Which, when this happened, blame quickly pointing towards Ukraine, but now Russia ruling that out. But it does show the psychological impact that those recent drone strikes are now having inside Russia. Whit?
Ian Pannell, our thanks to you tonight.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking.
It didn't go.
But you heard them.
Yeah. So, there's that. Are we buying the fireworks?
No.
Exactly.
No.
No.
You know what I say?
A bullshit? A bullshit?
Bullshit. I love that kid. Meanwhile, in the Black Sea,
growing tensions in the Black Sea means Russia is feeling the crunch when it comes to moving its own wheat. The country's lack of ships has added to rising costs, while Western grain traders aren't feeling much appetite to deal with Moscow. All this at a time when the war in Ukraine has come dangerously close to key Black Sea supply routes. President Vladimir Putin promised to replace Ukrainian grain with Russian shipments to Africa last month. He did so after Moscow ended an arrangement that gave Ukraine's food cargo safe passage in the Black Sea. Russia's move put a de facto blockade on its neighbour, and Moscow also attacked storage facilities. Since then, both Russia and Ukraine have warned ships destined for each other's ports could be treated as legitimate military targets. Sources said insurance for ships heading to Russia's Black Sea ports currently costs tens of thousands of dollars in additional premiums daily, with rates now ticking even higher. Industry experts say the financial and security risks associated with trading with Russia have driven up costs of freight for Moscow, and that has pushed the country toward older and smaller vessels run by less established shipping operators. Recent industry data hinted at Russia's growing hunt for vessels. Requests for charters doubled to 257 in July compared with the same month last year. The call for ships was up 40% from June and likely to climb further as the export season gathered pace. The Black Sea remains a critical area for Russian exports, with other locations more complicated and costly. Russia's Agriculture Ministry forecast grain exports will fall about 8% during the 2023-24 season, but gave no reason for the drop. The ministry in December announced a plan to build a fleet of 61 new grain ships. It did not say when they could be built by Russian shipyards.
So here's the thing. Russia gets pushed into a corner. Guess what Russia's also going to do?
Nuke you.
I told you, and I still stand by this. I do not see the only off-ramp that I see is either we destroy Russia or there's nuclear war. That's really the only two options I'm seeing at this point.
Oh, I mean, there's a third off-ramp, which is Putin eats a Makarov round, but
we got to see, like, is there somebody behind him that is like, hey, if this happens, you get nuked too. You know what I mean? Like,
I think him killing himself is not going to start a nuclear war.
Oh no, I'm saying, like,
that's why I meant
if he gets
by
assassinated.
Eat. No, I said eat, as in.
I got you. So to him, it'd be like saving his dignity or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm saying if he eats one from that somebody fed him.
Well, if he's fed a Makarov round, that's different.
Then there's nukes. Like, I'm saying,
if he willingly eats one, then, you know.
I feel like the only road that doesn't lead to nukes is him killing himself.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Or, yeah. Well, I mean,
because if we try to destroy Russia, I feel like that also leads to nukes.
Yeah, it does, and that's the sad part. Anywho.
So basically, the mushroom cometh unless he eats a Makarov round.
Yeah, basically
self-fed.
We can skip the executive order. Basically, Biden signed an executive order saying that investors couldn't invest in certain technology-related businesses based in China.
This next thing, though, is pretty important.
But this next one,
which also could lead to nukes,
is actually pretty important.
The U.S. military has sent 4 of its naval destroyers to Alaska after spotting ships from China and Russia, quote, patrolling near the Alaska coast. A U.S. Northern Command spokesperson says the ships were not considered a threat. And Natasha Bertrand's joining me now live from the Pentagon. Natasha, what more can you tell us about the possible purpose of this patrol and if indeed it did pose a threat to the U.S.?
Yeah, Christina, this appears to have been an exercise, and of course it is yet another example of the growing military partnership between China and Russia. And what happened was roughly 11 Russian and Chinese vessels were operating very close to the coast of Alaska near the Aleutian Islands, according to the state senators Dan Sullivan and Lisa Murkowski. The U.S. then chose to respond, sending 4 U.S. Navy destroyers as well as planes to monitor the situation and track those vessels' movements. But ultimately, according to a spokesperson for U.S. Northern Command, those ships did not pose a threat to either the U.S. or Canada, and importantly, they stayed in international waters. Now, the senators issued a statement that was a bit more concerned in its tone, and they said that this is really an example of Russia and China showing authoritarian aggression in the region, and they said that they had received a number of classified briefings by U.S. military officials about the transit of these ships near Alaska. Notably, this is not the first time that this has happened. Russian and Chinese vessels also performed an exercise off the coast of Alaska last year and were met by a U.S. Coast Guard vessel that was just on a routine patrol. So Dan Sullivan, who is one of those senators from Alaska, he did say that he appreciates that the response this time around was a bit more robust, of course sending those destroyers as well as the reconnaissance aircraft to monitor the ship's activities. But we should note that the Chinese embassy also released a statement telling CNN that the activity there was not directed at any third party and had nothing to do with, quote, the international or regional situation. So obviously they're trying to downplay it here.
I don't
the US
believe you.
Reiterating the
Nope.
principle of freedom of navigation, emphasizing that they were in international waters, an important point the U.S. has to make here, because the U.S., of course, conducts these kinds of exercises off the coast of Russia and China as well, pretty routinely. Christina.
That's great context. Natasha Bertrand.
So,
like, you can do this, but we usually don't see you doing this.
So we don't like it.
And we don't like it. Not saying you can't. It's
Just saying we'd prefer you not do it around Alaska.
Yeah, because you kind of raising some eyebrows.
Maybe go out in the middle of the Pacific.
Yeah.
Not in the Bering Strait.
You know, I never really realized how close Alaska was to Russia.
Bro, where?
No. Like, I knew it was there. I just thought there was more space in between.
No.
Like, no joke. Like Palin says, I can see Russia from my doorstep. Stupid.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
I'm just saying, like, in past, like, atlases, it looked wider.
Speaking of continents in the world or whatever, was it you I was talking about, or was it Josh? Maybe both. About Africa?
Oh,
splitting?
yeah. Africa is literally, like, ripping itself in half right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
the whole continent. No, the actual continent, the land.
Oh, really?
Like down, so you have Alaska, or you've got Africa like this, right?
Uh-huh.
You got the top part and then the skinny part, and then
Yeah.
like Madagascar starting. It's like over here is starting to completely detach.
Wow. I guess the reason why I thought that is because if you look at it from this perspective, like that, it does look far.
Let's see. Yeah, in the Ethiopian desert.
Yep.
There's a giant rift that is opening up in Africa. Oh, come on. Is that a better image of it? Yeah, it seems like it's just ripping apart.
That's interesting. And it stretches 1,500 miles.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty, that's almost like the entire length of America.
Yeah, look at this shit. Go ahead and screen share that. Like, no, go back.
No. Okay, so it's not. I mean, the U.S. is almost 3,000 miles wide. So about half of America. It's about half the length of America.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's scary. Like, the land's just literally splitting. I mean, it's cool as shit, to see it happen in real time, you know, because we always hear about continental drift and all that shit. But to actually see where the continent is splitting,
I feel like it's interesting to see how fast it's happening, because I feel like science over the years has told us, oh, these kind of things happen over millions of years. Nope.
Well,
I mean, it's going to take time to completely detach
right.
apart.
I mean, we're not going to see it next week, but what I'm saying is...
Wasn't it like some places it was like a 50-foot crater?
Yeah.
Or 50 or 60 foot?
Yeah. I mean, and it is happening slowly. There's no telling how long they've been pulling apart.
And that we've just now noticed.
And that it just hadn't split open yet. But it's fucking crazy, man. I'm glad you actually brought that up.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
So, now then, no, where is it? Where'd it go?
What are you looking for?
The FBI one.
FBI, open up!
Now, without the FBI, who would shoot and kill your outspoken grandpa? You heard about this?
No, I haven't.
You haven't heard about the Utah man?
I have not.
Well, the FBI conducted a raid on a Utah man who had been posting threatening messages on Facebook to President Biden and Kamala Harris and various other members of the government. Now,
granted, don't do this.
Don't do that.
But
first off, that's stupid.
Where was this when people were doing it to Trump?
Yeah. So this man basically got raided by the FBI for doing a Kathy Griffin.
What's that?
The mask? You don't know the Kathy Griffin mask situation?
The Kathy Griffin severed Donald Trump head.
Oh, yeah.
The mask.
I mean, this man basically did a very outspoken, Kathy Griffin, and because he's not one of the specials, they raided his home and shot him in his bed because they raided it at like 6 o'clock in the morning and broke his door down.
And he wasn't even armed, was he?
Oh, yes, he was.
Oh, he was?
Oh, yeah.
I haven't seen it.
So, anywho.
Oh, shit.
The FBI says a Utah man was fatally shot as agents tried to arrest him in connection with threats against President Biden and other Democrats. The criminal complaint listing his alleged violent social media posts and online suggestions that he planned to take action. The FBI moving to arrest him just hours before the president arrives in Utah. Here's ABC's Mola Lenghi.
Tonight, just hours before President Biden's arrival in Utah, the FBI says a Provo man was fatally shot as agents tried to arrest him for threatening to assassinate the president. Authorities say 75-year-old Craig Robertson made credible threats, posting to social media just 3 days ago.
Did they just say for trying to assassinate the president?
I don't know.
As agents tried to arrest him for threatening to assassinate the president.
Okay.
Authorities say 75-year-old Craig Robertson made credible threats, posting to social media just 3 days ago. I hear Biden is coming.
Digging out my old ghillie suit and cleaning the dust off the M24 sniper rifle. Welcome, buffoon in chief.
That's not really a threat.
I mean,
I wouldn't do it.
It's an implication that he is going to do something, which is what got him raided. This is stupid. Don't do that.
But does it warrant being raided? No.
It warrants
maybe somebody showing up to your door and be like, "Hey, man."
Prior to the visit,
right? Did you post
and being
this?
like, maybe don't post shit like this. Like, I mean, here's the thing, though. If you're planning on killing the president, are you really gonna post it on fucking Facebook?
Exactly.
No.
Okay, but let's look at today.
Okay, this man is an older gentleman.
This is a boomer. This is a boomer, though.
I have met some pretty stupid boomers.
Oh, I mean, there's a lot of them that are pretty stupid.
I mean, there are a lot of every generation that are pretty stupid. Just look at Harry Sasson and Chris Mowry.
I don't know.
They're Gen Z and they're dumb as fuck.
Oh, yeah,
I'm just saying, look at today's world.
Yeah, I mean, I get it.
Do you guys forgot we used to eat Tide Pods, right? A couple years back.
Yeah. She's right. She makes a good point.
Anyway.
To Utah, digging out my old ghillie suit and cleaning the dust off the M24 sniper rifle. Welcome, Buffoon-in-Chief. A federal complaint revealing dozens of Robertson's posts, including pictures of an arsenal of weapons, images of Robertson dressed in camouflage clothing, armed with a long-range rifle, and multiple references to killing the president.
Also, don't
the
do that.
FBI says its investigation also uncovered threats against law enforcement and other public officials, including Vice President Kamala Harris, Attorney General Merrick Garland, and California Governor Gavin Newsom. After a months-long investigation, the FBI moving in early this morning.
The tipping point to me was President Biden was coming. He was going to be in close proximity, and this individual looked like he was on a planning path to carry out the attack.
An official tells ABC News the FBI's investigation into Robertson began back in April. The Secret Service was notified in June, and that Robertson was making plans to take physical action. The president was briefed about the deadly incident earlier today, Whit.
Was he, though? Was he really?
See, was he what, briefed, or was he making plans?
Was he making plans?
I don't think so. I think he was just some old boomer yakking his...
Give it a bullshit.
A bullshit?
Yeah, I think he was just a old boomer just yakking his jaws.
I think that guy was just running his mouth on Facebook like old people do sometimes. And the FBI, if they had been investigating him since April, don't you think maybe you just go talk to the man?
I feel like that was a very...
Whoa. We don't do that here.
I'm sorry, that made sense. My bad.
I feel like that's a very Ruby Ridge situation.
Yes. Except for it's one of the other alphabet squads.
Yeah, it wasn't the ATF.
Yeah. Yeah, weird.
It was the FBI.
Weird.
I understand you have to take every threat seriously.
Well, I mean, I don't see anything wrong with sending somebody to investigate it. But, dude, you showed up with how many freaking armed vehicles for one dude?
Okay,
for
but
one
what
old
about,
dude?
But what about that dude that was like, this was back in the early 2000s that they tried to raid his house and he comes busting out of his house with a freaking armored tank.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you don't know people.
You mean not the armored tank, but the armored...
it was like an armored vehicle.
The front end loader kind of thing.
It was the bulldozer.
Yeah, they just show up to go.
That's Killdozer.
And as far as I know, they didn't show up to his house. Like he started the.
No, they did show up to his house.
No, he showed up and he just.
I thought he was already going on the rampage, and then they showed up.
No,
he had been
making threats.
No, he had been, in his eyes, fucked over by the entire town.
Which he was.
But was he? That's the thing. Like,
from what I understand, they were trying to basically make his business go under because they didn't want it in the town anymore.
Right, but
that's being effed over.
But my point is you don't know anybody truly. You really don't.
No, I mean I could hold you at gunpoint like I did on Airsoft that night.
He told me about that story.
That's my favorite Airsoft.
They
story.
yacked me in the back and then yacked everybody else.
I bet this was what was running through your mind.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
Oh, I mean, I knew that I'm like, well, shit, I'm done.
That was so funny though, because Joe came around the corner and looked right at me,
and I was like, well, shit.
And no, you turned around and walked off, and then you were like, wait a second, and you came back, and about the time you rounded the corner and got a little bit closer, I just sat straight up and put one in your chest. And then took you and made you shoot at your teammates. It was good. It was a good time.
I'm just saying, you don't. There's only a few people in this world that I do truly trust. You just don't know anybody.
Yep, you're right.
I don't even trust you.
Who? What?
What a coincidence. I don't trust you either.
I don't trust anybody 100%, including my wife.
You shouldn't.
But my wife is the person I trust most.
Right.
Because we are all, in the end of the day, we're all human beings. We can all make mistakes.
Kate only comes second to my grandmother.
Now, your grandmother, I would feel
I would trust her with my life.
Yeah, I feel like...
Well, I wouldn't because she's feeble, but...
Dang, bro.
I think she means, like...
I'm telling Ma you said that.
She is feeble.
I think she means on a... what do you call it?
Don't make her
And she
pull a
doesn't-
Mexican grandma and
Listen,
beat you with a flip flop.
Listen, she doesn't like guns. She doesn't. She's
A lot of old ladies don't like guns.
What I
yeah,
meant
but-
by I trust her with my life, if anything was to ever happen to me, I would trust her
Oh,
to
no,
take
I know what you
care of
meant.
me.
I'm just saying.
A lot of old ladies don't like guns. I don't think she liked. It's probably from the point of, oh, guns need to be taken away. It's because she's an old lady. She don't like violence. She don't want people getting hurt.
No. She tried to implement a "you can't carry a gun in my house" rule. That went over like a wet fart.
Well, it is her house.
It ain't happening.
But
It's her house. You shouldn't be disrespectful.
Well, no.
It's her house.
It really doesn't bother her like that.
I know, but it's like my dad. My dad doesn't like that. He
Well,
doesn't
I
want
know
gun in
that.
the house.
But your dad has reasons for that.
Well, my dad has guns in the house. He has his own guns. He does not want other people to bring.
So you don't trust other people.
No, he just doesn't. That and the boys really is the biggest fear that he has. So politely.
Now, I welcome
respect.
guns in my home as long as they are properly handled. I do not want dumbasses in my house wielding guns.
I better leave.
Yes. No.
But yeah, I mean, she said that to me and my mother, who were both carrying at the time.
No, that probably didn't go over well with your mother.
No.
It didn't go over well with either one of us.
And that's why usually you just don't say that you're carrying. It's the whole point of being, concealed.
Yeah.
Like if you're going into somebody's home and you don't know if they were, want that or not, just don't say anything and don't be like, bro, I got a gun.
Yeah. Anywho. But yeah, like I said, without the FBI, who would kill your outspoken grandpa?
Yeah, I'd say that was bordering Ruby
was
Ridge.
scary looking.
Ruby Ridge. Yeah, he looked kind of like a cult
I don't
leader.
think, but even if he was to
He
attempt
was just
something,
an older dude. He wouldn't have made it very far.
I was going to say, he
was
probably would
fat.
have had a heart attack, died of
see
a
how big he
stroke
was?
before he could attempt something.
He was a fairly large man.
And he
But
definitely wouldn't get away.
the thing is that everybody that knew him is saying that he wouldn't have done anything.
No, he wouldn't
at
have.
all. That he was just extremely outspoken, and in real life he's a teddy bear, like most people are on the internet. So, anyway, we're gonna skip the SCOTUS ethics bullshit. There's a ProPublica article that came out this week talking about how Clarence Thomas has taken more unreported gifts, and that it's evidence of corruption and shit. Okay, first off, I don't know if you know this, but judges tend to have rich friends, especially Supreme Court justices. Okay, and they're talking about like 35 trips over his entire tenure in the Supreme Court, which has been a while.
And there's nothing wrong with receiving gifts as long as it's not in exchange for...
Correct. And there's no evidence that it
treatment or
was in exchange
Hey,
for
man,
rulings.
bribe's a bribe.
Yeah, as long as it's not a bribe, then you can receive gifts.
Yeah. So, anyway, now it's on to the review of Oppenheimer.
Do we want to do that last?
Boom! Sorry, we don't have a bomb nuclear explosion sound.
We do not. But
I had to improvise.
We'll start out with the trailer.
We're going to start out with the trailer, and then we're going to comment on it.
So I'm guessing the trailer's probably not...
You're jumping the gun a little bit there.
Because I keep thinking you're gonna click it.
I'm guessing the trailer's probably not like we can show the trailer.
Yeah.
Why don't you speed up your portion?
That was a very sobering scene.
It was.
Even though it disappointed me, it was still sobering.
We imagine a future,
Very humbling.
and our imaginings horrify us. They won't fear it until they understand it. And they won't understand it until they've used it. Theory will take you only so far. I don't know if we can be trusted with such a weapon. But we have no choice. Is anyone ever going to tell the truth about what's happening here?
Such a good movie, man.
The trailer does not give that movie justice.
It does not do the movie justice. So, first off, it should be noted that the movie is about more than just his involvement in the Manhattan Project, which is kind of where I got mixed up when I was getting ready to go see the movie. Because I thought it was basically about Oppenheimer and his role in the Manhattan Project. It's really more of a comment, like a way to look into his entire professional career,
his life and his struggle with, like, especially what do you call it, morally with the situation.
Yeah, it's more about the moral conflict that he felt with his entire life,
right?
Which, you know, it stemmed back to, you know, in the lab, and the movie gets this right. Or aspects of it right. You know, they take liberties because obviously it's a movie, but he tried to poison his tutor with an apple.
Well, he was going to try, and then he
bailed.
Yeah,
he decided at the last minute not to. Now, in real life, that's not exactly what happened, but it's close enough that, you know, we'll let it slide. But it goes further into his personal life than I thought it was going to. It even goes back to his ties to the Communist Party, you know, which ultimately resulted in him losing his security clearance.
But I don't think he was fully committed to the Communist Party.
He never was committed. He was open, so he even says it, you know, in the movie, I'm open to all ideas.
I think he agreed with some of their ideas, but he wasn't, like, fully committed to everything.
And so, obviously, it kind of sets the groundwork. It takes you through his education and his appointment to the AEC, which is the Atomic Energy Commission, and it goes through all of these things with parts of the Manhattan Project interspliced into it. And the Manhattan Project, they got most of the details on it right too. At the end of the day, I cannot, if you're a history buff like Joe and I are, like if you really
I wouldn't call myself a history buff. I'd call myself a history
and Kate.
A history
Don't be a dick.
Enthusiast.
And there you go. I like that. I like that. History enthusiast.
I like historically based movies.
Yes.
Right. So
but at least stuff that's interesting anyway.
Right. I mean, I even watched the Stephen Hawking
documentaries.
Huh?
I said I even watch boring ass
I do too.
documentaries. Are you talking about
the Stephen Hawking movie that had the guy that played what's his face in Fantastic? Yeah.
Yeah.
When he played Stephen Hawking.
Yeah.
No, I watched documentaries.
That one was good too.
That was a good movie.
I watched documentaries. I just don't like. I don't like true crime documentaries.
Well, no, I don't either. But
like, honestly, Jane Doe's dead. Like, I really don't.
I don't give a shit.
I mean, I don't really care about how she died. I mean, she's dead. I mean, it doesn't really matter.
Forensic Files.
Like
now, where I became a little bit disappointed with Oppenheimer was the effects that they used for the detonation of the gadget.
Yeah, I felt like it should have been bigger.
I feel like y'all were focusing too much on the bang. I think the whole portion of that was the realization of what they created. It was literally their reaction is what they wanted.
They wanted more emphasis on the reaction than the bomb.
Yeah, like holy, this is a lot bigger than we realized it was going to be.
Yeah.
So it goes through that, and they get a lot of the details for that right too. You know, they have what's the guy? Fletcher? Or what was his name?
Which one?
The guy putting the sunscreen on.
Teller.
Teller, yeah. So Teller in real life
actually put sunscreen
on in the middle, before dawn.
He put a lot on.
And
is it rubbed in all the way?
Yeah. And
no, it was like coated.
No, I know, but he looks at the guy in the car and he goes, "Is it rubbed in?"
They even got the part about taking bets right. Now, when this project was started, there was the very real thought that detonating this weapon would ignite the atmosphere and destroy the planet.
Mm-hmm.
And it turned out that was a near zero possibility.
Not zero, near.
Not zero, but close to zero. And, there's a recurring thing in the movie where Oppenheimer says theory can only take you so far. Like, you have to do these things practically in order to really know the answer. But, they got the fact that he spoke all these different languages correct. He could read Sanskrit, which is
He was a genius.
He was brilliant. I don't know that he was a genius, but he was definitely very, very gifted.
I think he had, I would say he was on the spectrum.
It's possible.
I think he's a genius.
But he literally learned Dutch in a couple of weeks in order to be able to give a lecture in Dutch.
6 weeks.
Yeah, 6 weeks. So just over a month. Like, they got all of these details right, and it was an incredible experience. I
think y'all were a little bit more. I enjoyed it. I know you guys enjoyed it too, but I think I had the perfect Nolan response when the bomb went off. I think I was the targeted group response he was trying to go for, because it literally, I'm not saying it took my breath away, not to sound like a sissy back bitch, but
no, I feel you, because I was disappointed in the bomb, but at the same time I felt the emotion of shit, look what we just did.
It was a very humbling, I don't know if that's the correct word, but
so if you
sobering.
See the movie,
sobering.
If you go see the movie at our recommendation,
IMAX,
see it in IMAX.
That we didn't get to do.
We didn't get to do it because Joe was late.
But they also wanted dinner, so.
Well, yeah. I mean, it ended up working out. But if you go see this movie, this is what you should not expect to see.
In the early morning hours of July 16, 1945, the first ever atomic bomb was detonated in the New Mexico desert, ushering in the nuclear age. The explosion released an astonishing amount of energy equivalent to 25 kilotons of TNT. The success of the Trinity test meant the United States would be able to use atomic weapons in warfare. Something about they did twice something, which they did twice less than a month later. All right.
This is what not to expect.
See, to me, that's even more sobering.
It's not done. That was what I was waiting for when it went off, because I knew what the actual...
I think that's a different camera angle.
No, it's not. It took time for the chain reaction to start, right? So it detonates. This is just the explosion, and then the chain reaction ignites.
Have you never seen a...
I've seen them, but to me, they've all just been like that first part.
This is the actual Trinity test.
Wow.
Like, that's the colorized version of Trinity.
There was actually, like, look, just that little lightning.
Yeah.
Yeah, go. Is he going to do it again?
I mean, like I said, they got aspects of this explosion right, but I was expecting the giant fireball at the end, which I didn't get.
And it seemed to peter out too quickly.
Right. Like I said, the blast wasn't exactly what I thought it was going to be. But that's not a reason to not go see this movie in any way. Because at the end of the day...
The emphasis was not on the blast.
The emphasis wasn't on the bomb, but the bomb was such an important part of what made Oppenheimer such an important figure in the scientific community.
And it was more so about the moral implications of being ushered into the nuclear age and all that stuff. It was sobering.
Now,
sobering.
He's...
We knew the world would not be the same.
We knew the world would not be the same.
Few people cried. Most people were silent. I remembered the lines from the Hindu scripture, the Bhagavad Gita. Vishnu is trying to persuade the prince that he should do his duty, and to impress him takes on its multi-armed form and says, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds." I suppose we all thought that one way or another. We knew the world would not be the same.
So, I mean, that's Oppenheimer himself.
No, you know what the part that really pissed me off is when he goes into, what was it? Who was the president? Truman?
Truman.
Yes, they got that right too.
And Truman's like, "I did this. You didn't do this." It's like, "Oh, thanks for your work, but I did this shit."
Well, so he goes into Truman's office and says, "I feel as if I have blood on my hands." And Truman takes a handkerchief out of his pocket and waves it at him.
I mean, in reality, I understand where he's having an issue with that because it's like, what, over 150,000 people?
Oh, no. See, I side with Oppenheimer on that. I think Truman was being a total dick.
Well, at the end of the day, though, it was Truman's decision to use the bomb.
But without Oppenheimer,
there would have been no bomb.
Creation of it,
yeah,
there wouldn't have been.
But I think what Truman was trying to say was, you didn't kill these people. You created the thing that killed these people. I killed these people.
Still, though, he didn't have to be such a dick about it.
He didn't. And then at the end of the conversation, after Oppenheimer leaves, you hear him say, "Don't let that crybaby back in my office."
He actually said that in real life?
He said that in real life.
Mm-hmm.
What a dick.
So,
I really hate how the which I get it, you have to cover so much ground in history, but I really hate how they just peruse right over this.
Yeah.
It was, I think I learned this in like 30 minutes, and that was it. We moved on to the next chapter.
Yeah.
But the movie was 3 hours long already. Like,
I know, but
they probably could have made like 2 movies out of this.
But they
definitely could have.
Yeah, they really could have.
I want a director's cut of this movie. God damn it.
I do too.
Give me the who's the guy that does the Justice League? Schneider. Give me the Schneider cut.
Give me the Snyder cut.
Snyder cut.
That's what I want. Anyway, so
excellent movie. I think we all agree 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Definitely. I would definitely watch it again.
I would watch that movie many times.
I like what is it, like Cillian, or however you say his first name?
Cillian,
yeah.
Cillian
I've
Murphy.
always
Thomas fucking Shelby.
Loved
Thomas fucking Shelby.
Him. Everything he's ever been in, I have always loved.
He's
him.
a good actor.
I don't think they could have picked anybody who looked more like Oppenheimer to play Oppenheimer.
Have y'all seen the video of him, like when he's in actual TV interviews? He has RBF like a motherfucker, but the moment he's on a radio interview, he's all like
RBF.
resting bitch face.
Oh, I haven't noticed
Yeah. Oh, he straight looks like he's about to murder somebody. But on a talk show,
I think altogether the casts that they picked for this was absolutely
perfect.
I mean,
they had
excellent.
They had a lot of big
hitters.
names in there. Robert Downey Jr.'s in it. You know, Cillian is in there.
The guy that plays Jason Bourne.
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
They've got Matt Damon, Josh from Josh and Drake.
Yeah, I mean it's an all-star cast.
It's a very heavy crew.
I mean, there's so many.
They even play
my girl Florence Pugh that you get to see a lot of.
First of all, her nipples do not match her at all.
No,
Second
they don't.
of all, they look like deflated balloons, like Justin said. 3, have you seen her recently? Her head is straight buzzed.
Okay, look, I'm looking past that.
I didn't even recognize
I'm
her.
looking past that.
No, you can't look past that.
All you see is a shed of boobies.
But no, I'm saying me personally, I like a very average body.
Now, I liked her in, that fucking show on Disney. I can't think of it.
I don't know.
Have you seen the movie Midsommar?
Red Sparrow, whatever the heck it is.
Have you seen Midsommar?
Midsummer?
No, it's called Midsommar.
Mm.
It's like she's in it. And you need to see it. It's jacked up.
Anywho,
But Emily Blunt, I love her, but I fucking hate her in that movie.
I hated her until the very end of the movie when she started going off on
Yes, I loved her at the
committee.
end. Yes.
Yeah.
But as a mother aspect,
Oh yeah,
it was awful.
I wanted to
I
punch her in the
hated her.
face. Yeah,
it was awful.
I wanted to
Anyway.
punch her character in the face.
yes,
Okay,
not her.
moving on. It's time for We Hate Her. So there's no audio for 2 of these because they didn't hold actual press briefings at the White House this week, but they did hold press briefings on Air Force One. And here's one of the questions that she got about 500 press hard passes being rescinded by the White House.
Administration has revoked 500 press hard passes under the new rules. How can this administration say it supports freedom of press when you've revoked a third of the press hard pass, a third of the press hard passes out there?
Because what you just laid out, we don't believe to be true, and what our purpose and what we've tried to do here. What we have tried to do is return to hard press criteria in place during prior administrations, and just so that folks who may not know what hard passes are, they are intended to provide reporters with a regular need to access campus, the means to do so efficiently to do their jobs, and we appreciate that, and that's what we want to see. So, unfortunately, the absence of guidelines, hard passes had been issued to people who were not using them. And so creating an unwildly system and unnecessary risk. So in fact, here's what we have been able to see is at the time we initiated this process, roughly 40% of hard passes holders had not accessed the White House complex in 90 days. Over the last 3 months, what we've been able to do is we have processed more than 975. That's nearly 1,000 hard passes renewals. And applications, which is more than 2/3 the number of hard passes that previously existed. So it's also important to remember that, as always, media without hard passes is going to continue to have access to the White House. They can request day passes to access the White House for briefings and events going forward. So we think this demonstrates that we led a thoughtful and thorough process that preserves robust media access to campus for everyone who needs it, whether it would be a hard pass or a day pass. And this is something that has taken us more than a year to think through. We gave folks 3 months.
You're a liar, and that's why we hate you.
900.
A bullshit? A bullshit?
Now this one does have video.
The latest CNN poll out just days ago showed that Americans are pretty sour on the state of the economy. They think it's in a downturn or getting worse. About half of respondents The president's approval rating for his handling of the economy is at 37%, 30% on inflation specifically. From the White House perspective, why is there disparity between the good story, the narrative you think you have to tell, and how it's received by the American people?
So a couple of things, Victor. Look, as we know, polls don't show everything. They don't.
I'm sorry, what?
What'd you say?
A bullshit.
Polls don't show everything.
Then why are we using them?
First off, they may not show everything, but they are a good pulse for the American people. So you're a liar.
Don't tell the full story, as you just stated. And we have to remember, if you look at where we were back in the fall of 2022 during the midterm elections, when the president delivered a historic midterms for Democrats, when we think about how...
So Pop delivered the historic midterms for Democrats? Or was it the fact that Republicans just ran shitty candidates? I think it was the second one, but anyway. As
a Democratic president, he delivered a victory that we hadn't seen in decades, right? And he
didn't
led that
deliver
messaging.
shit.
The latest CNN poll.
You're a liar, and we hate you. You don't have to screen share for this. Oh wait, yeah, you do.
Why literally fuse the president's name with the economics that Americans aren't very happy with?
Well, here's the thing. Bidenomics is in...
First off, motherfucker, we coined that here on this show. We were the first ones to fucking say it, so fuck you. I want my goddamn royalties.
Eat a dick.
Thank you, Joe.
Eat a massive
I demand royalties for the term for coining Bidenomics.
Let's see. I'm going to Google something real quick and see if it... Bidenomics
I
origin.
coined that.
Yep, 2023 is showing...
No. Sorry, 2022.
So, yeah, no.
Almost a year to the day that they announced Bidenomics. It's like economics, but dumber. That was our show.
We have one here, the Bidenomics Revolution from June 2021.
Yeah, mine was still first.
Fuck you.
Eat a dick.
Thank you, Joe.
You're welcome.
Anyway.
Indeed working when we say that you look at the data, right? Cost is going down, right?
Wait, hold on. Did you just say look at the data and say that costs are going down? Because the consumer price index data just came out and it says the opposite of that. It says that it's going up again.
I thought we weren't using polls or anything.
What?
I thought we weren't using polls or whatever.
No. This isn't a poll. This is hard data from...
Hey, let's move on because I got something for you.
Right? You think about inflation. When you think about wages going up, that is...
Real wages are down. Sorry, we've all gotten pay cuts.
Bidenomics. Look.
Why literally?
Bidenomics is bullshit.
Yes.
Bullshit it.
Yes.
A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit.
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 I love that kid. What do you have, Joe?
All right. So, have you heard about the Gold Star family stuff?
Probably.
So, go to YouTube real quick.
Why don't you just put it in the show notes?
I'm not logged in. It'd take me forever to log in the show notes.
Oh, my God.
Just go to YouTube. Stupid. No, this is legit. This is going to piss people off. Like, this is something that needs to be talked about. It's some bullshit. Just type in Gold Star Mom slams Biden. That first one. It's 11 minutes. So pause it real quick. Let me give it some background. So the Gold Star families are the ones who...
You realize we were not done with We Hate Her, right?
Well, that's why I said I've got something when in a minute. I was not...
Proceed.
Anyway.
I'll allow it.
The Gold Star families are the families of the soldiers that died in the explosion in Afghanistan. In Afghanistan while we were pulling out of Afghanistan. So that's what these families are. So proceed.
Good morning. My name is Cheryl Rex. I am the mother of Lance Corporal Dylan Marola. I want to thank Congressman Issa and all the dignitaries that are present today so that I may have this opportunity to speak publicly for the first time since the botched and chaotic withdrawal from Afghanistan, which took the life of my son and 12 other service members, 170 Afghan civilians, and left hundreds wounded. I am seeking answers to my many questions that have gone unanswered since August 26, 2021. Dylan was on his first deployment to Jordan when the withdrawal from Afghanistan began. That quickly turned into an evacuation of our Afghan allies and civilians, when he and his battalion were then redirected to assist in this process. My son was only 20 years old. It begins with the moment when I saw 2 uniformed Marines awaiting my arrival
Kind of scroll.
to inform me that my son had been I was only and my wife Jill and I know how you feel.
Oh yeah,
We
scroll
left
back
our
just
son,
there.
the elected president entered the room. When he approached me, his words
Biden
to
entered
me
the room.
were, my wife Jill and I know how you feel. We lost our son as well and brought him home in a flag-draped coffin.
No, you fucking did not.
I thought you'd be pissed.
You fucking pieces of shit. You did not bring your son who died from fucking brain cancer home in a flag-draped coffin, you fucking assholes.
But that's what the president told her. Oh, and that's not it either. We have another mom that her son lost one of his arms.
Oh yeah, no, I've seen that one. Hold on.
Let's say if you can find that one. Because I was trying to find that one because that's the one that really pissed me off.
Right away, I remember him coming up to me, trying to shake my hand, try to shake my right hand, and I look at him, and I'm like, I don't have an arm. And my left arm is in this big cast with this giant orange foam block around it. I completely immobile. All I can do is move my head. My arm's gone. I'm like, I don't have an arm. And he says, oh, and like kind of stands up, and then like goes over to reach for my fingers because about an inch of my fingers are showing, and just like grabs my fingers. Doesn't greet me or anything, just that's what happened, just grab my fingers. And I was like, okay, that's weird. Right away.
That's not all.
That's not all of it.
There is more to that.
Yeah. Let's maybe try that one, yeah.
That's not going to be it. Where is it?
They algoed it, bro, I'm telling you.
Right away.
What's his name? They didn't even give his name.
Tyler Vargas Andrews.
Yeah, this Gold Star family stuff. This is something people need to be listening to, especially around election time.
Let's see.
Might just have to go to the show and scroll through. How many hours long is this? 5 hours.
God.
Dang. Holy smokes.
It is only a few.
About 1730, Staff Sergeant Darren Hoover, friend and mentor.
Nope.
Sean Ryan show. I'm gonna have to look this guy up. This looks like some. You talking about skinwalkers? Talking to this guy. I mean, this is.
Let's see.
Let me try interview.
You're just gonna have to scroll through, bro. No, that ain't gonna be it.
Jill Biden, their little entourage of people and like photographer. Right away, like remember him coming up to me, trying to shake my hand, and I look at him. I don't have an arm, and my left arm is in this big ass cast, completely immobile. All I can do is move my head. My arm's gone, and he says, "Oh," and like kind of stands up, and then like goes over to reach for my fingers because about an inch of my fingers are showing, and just like grabs my fingers. Doesn't greet me or anything. Just almost immediately starts talking about how their son served in the military. Doesn't say anything about what happened. My mom said that. She's like, I don't give a fuck. I don't care what you guys fucking do. She's like, you better take care of him for the rest of his fucking life. I'm sitting there, and he comes over to me, and he leans over me. And I have a picture of this to prove it. I'll show you this picture that I have. He's like this close to my face, and he's like, what do you want? And I said,
What do you want?
I said, what? He said, what do you want? And I'm just like confused. And I just got blown up. I just fucking saw my friends die next to me. And I just want to be myself. And he's like, huh? And my mom's furious. And she's like, he said he just wants to be himself. He just wants to be him. Jill Biden, their little entourage of people. I'm like,
this is why we do not need this piece of shit in the presidency anymore.
Nope.
No more.
We're gonna skip the last. We hate her because it's really not that.
Yeah,
good.
because I brought up a good point, huh?
Well, yeah, and since we're shitting on Joe Biden, let's go straight to.
A little helpful advice from Joe Biden.
Don't jump.
We wish you'd jump.
He said don't jump.
Don't jump.
What a dumbass.
And then, of course, there's the ever popular.
Where is that sound coming from?
Go back to. Oh my God. What am I doing here? I'm gonna go jump off the stage. I'm so lost. I don't know what I'm doing.
True international effort to pressure.
Exactly. Now, this week also marks the return of the deuce.
There's this testimony now where one of your son's former business associates is claiming that you were on speakerphone a lot with them talking business. Is that what?
Never talk business in anybody. And I knew you'd have a lousy question.
Well, why is that a lousy question?
Because it's not true.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Don't be a dick.
I knew you'd have a lousy question. Why is it a lousy question? Because it's not true. Now, for the final part of Chats with Pop Pop, there's this.
Let's check in with our great friends in the United States, the leaders of the free world, just to see how they're doing. Here's their president, who's added a few wonders of the world.
The Grand Canyon, one of the Earth's 9 wonders.
Alert.
I think it really is part of the New World wonders. There's different wonders now. Did you know that? Google it. I dare you.
What is it?
The Grand Canyon is part of one of the New World. It's like New World or something like that. Wonders. So there's the ancient wonders, and then there's another one in New World.
Nope.
No, it's the new 7 wonders of the world.
Yeah, I knew it was new something.
I'm getting Great Wall of China, Chichen Itza, Petra, Machu Picchu, Christ the Redeemer, Colosseum,
No, I remember
and
reading
Taj Mahal.
something about it.
Anyways. The Grand Canyon, one of the Earth's 9 wonders. Wonders of the world.
9.
Literally. Think of that.
First of all, it's 7.
No, it's amazing.
Are you and Hunter the other two wonders of the world? I don't know. That's been Chats with Pop Pop. Now, I don't know exactly how I'm supposed to say this because it's not the same anymore, but it's time for This Week on X. Grand Thumb.
Forbidden popsicle.
Posted the Forbidden Popsicle. And if you don't know what the Forbidden Popsicle is,
go taste
it. It is a very, 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 very toasty hush puppy.
You might get a slight burnt taste.
Yeah. Also some probably lead powder.
Probably. Yeah. But yes, the Forbidden Popsicle. Grand Thumb is one of the new follows that I've done here lately because he's been posting some really good shit. So, kudos, Grand Thumb. And then there's this thing. I'm 20 years old. This is Olivia Giuliana, who is a morbidly obese liberal in Texas.
You know what she's missing? A little witch's hat.
When you get sorted into Weight Watchers. I'm 20 years old, and November 2024 will be my first time casting a ballot in a presidential election. I sure as shit won't be casting it for the party that stripped me of my bodily autonomy. I'll be casting it for the candidates that believe in reproductive freedom for all. Okay, first off, you don't need to worry about your right to an abortion because...
probably not going to need one.
You're not going to need one of those. Second off... you're fat.
Eat a dick.
And being libertarian, which is one of my favorite X profiles. So the January 6th commission was bogus, like the Warren Commission and the 9/11 Commission. Question mark? Weird. And then DC Drano. Also, great follow. FBI. Half the U.S. thinks we're Biden's Gestapo. How do we restore our reputation? Agent 1. What if we indict some Democrat election fraud? FBI. Let's be real here. Agent 2. What if we kill a 75-year-old man with a cane for talking like Kathy Griffin? FBI. Okay, first of all, promoted.
You son of a bitch, I'm in.
It's almost like they were like, you know what? We need another Ruby Ridge.
Yeah.
That's how we fix things.
Ian Miles Cheong, who I really don't like very much, but he's every once in a while he posts some good stuff, right? So Stockton Mayor Kevin Lincoln announces that the 6 7-Eleven store clerks
just a shake
seen on a viral video dispensing justice to a shoplifter are not being charged or investigated. Any investigation going forward is to hold accountable the individual who threatened and attempted to rob the store clerks. I will be playing that video after This Week on X.
Freaking justice.
Because it is fucking hilarious. Anywho. And now we have Justin Castro.
Look at that gap.
So.
And I'm not talking about the one in between its pecs. I'm talking about his teeth.
Yeah.
So first off, we're Team Barbie. Okay. You and your son went to see Barbie? Fidel Castro would be ashamed of his son and grandson.
I'm getting beta male vibes.
Well, that's because they're beta males.
Yeah.
But anyway, it gets even better. Justin Castro, again, balancing things out. Oppenheimer with Ella. So you took your son to see Barbie, and you took your daughter to see Oppenheimer. That's
weird.
Cringy as fuck.
Especially the sex scenes. Like,
Yeah.
that's a little weird.
Yeah. Super weird. I mean, granted, he probably enjoyed those because he is indeed a communist. Just like his daddy, Fidel Castro. And that is This Week on X. Okay, now I gotta go find the the epic beatdown.
And then I got something for the funny. Well, I don't have like a specific thing, but something I'd like to, a topic.
Should have went to YouTube.
You stay out of my 7-Eleven.
First off, that's racist.
No, it's not. It's how Indian people talk.
Well, you're assuming that all Indian people run 7-Elevens.
This guy runs a 7-Eleven. It literally said that in the thing. Like, that's why I said it, because it literally said that. Said he was a 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven. See? You dick.
Haha.
What does that say, Justin?
Yes, I'm aware that it's a 7-Eleven.
It's not a very good mask.
Okay, first off, this is bullshit. I want the good video. I want...
How do you know it's not? It's not
Because the original video has audio.
Down at the bottom. Bottom right.
Mm-mm.
Oh.
No, that's not it. Okay. This is annoying. I need the one that's loud.
that one.
No, because that's a news station. It's not gonna...
It might. Just try it.
Type in original clip.
Just try that.
Yeah, here we go.
And now you can do it, man, so police come in. Hey, no, hey, don't, hey. And now you can do it, man. Don't do that. Don't do that, man. Don't do that.
Test out their Timberland boots, motherfucker. Dang, look, he shit himself.
No, there was something in his back pocket.
That's called whooping your ass. I mean, look, he's just robbing these guys.
Hey, no, hey, don't, hey.
And,
now you
you know,
don't do that.
He fucking deserves every bit of this ass whooping.
For his
What
children
gets me is-
he'll never see.
And the guy with the camera's like, nothing you can do, man. Nothing you can do. Hell yeah, there's something we can do. He's doing it. He's beating the shit out of him.
That
I
is,
watch this all fucking day, man.
that is everyday ass whoopings for that man, you can tell.
That man is finally getting all the ass whoopings that he never got.
Now, the stuff, he shit himself.
No,
Go
he
back.
didn't
something
shit
in his back
himself. There was
pocket.
something hanging out of his pocket and he broke it.
I think it was a
No,
vape.
go back.
I think it was a vape and it busted all.
I can't go back. It's a short.
Just redo it.
I'm pretty sure he literally shit himself.
He didn't shit himself. That was a piece of plastic.
Yeah, there was some.
It looks like it, right?
Now, if he actually would have shit himself, that would have made this a
Just
million
watch
times
where it
better.
comes out from.
It would have. Yeah, it came out of his pocket.
We have time.
It's called whooping your ass.
It's called whooping your ass.
So police come in. Hey, no, hey, don't, hey. And now you can do it, man. Don't do that. Don't do that, man. Don't do that.
What?
Damn.
But here, it's about to come.
All right, watch. Look at his back pocket. There's something there. See?
Oh, it literally looked like it came. It literally looked like he shit himself.
It would have been
It's called
great.
whooping your ass.
It's called whooping your ass.
He took one straight out of the Indian Army's playbook. Remember?
Exactly. That's what I meant. Like, that's an everyday beating for that man. He's just
Let's
returning.
say the video we saw last year where the Indian Army was beating the shit out of what the Chinese Army with sticks.
Yep.
It's freaking awesome.
All right, what do you got, Joe?
All right. So go to YouTube and just type in Dale Gribble funnies.
I don't like this keyboard.
Propes, I love justice.
We all love justice.
So
Stand up by 7-Eleven.
a lot of people may not realize that if you have not, well, if you've not seen King of the Hill, first of all, where the hell have you been?
Okay, first off, where? Which one?
Just one of them. Like, just one of his best moments.
Oh, Jesus Christ. You don't even have a good one.
Just best moments, funnies. It don't matter. But anyway, hold on. A lot of people that don't know, the person who played Dale Gribble's character on King of the Hill, he died this week.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah. So, I think it's appropriate to play some Dale Gribble funnies. And Dale
Actually,
was my
you know what?
Dale was my favorite character.
Let's get a different one because this is when he was woke.
Yeah, Pro. So that's why we're playing it. And Dale was my favorite character personally because obviously he's a conspiracy theorist. So, yeah, there was one where it says, Dale Gribble woke AF or what? Yeah, 25 times Dale Gribble was woke.
And it's equinox. Yeah.
Koyun na alien, member.
Alien?
Alien.
Alien! Oh my god, it worked!
Come, you remember?
Your language, it's beautiful.
So, Chelsea pa ko'y pahakan, member.
You want me to get in there?
Bye bye. Are you so beer, you namtang no?
Okay, I'll get in. Goodbye, Earth! 2048. Hey, your clock's on military time. Why would you have military? Oh my god, that's not the time. That's the year. You're not an alien, you're a time traveler. Let me out of this thing! Eject!
Dale Gribble?
Maybe. Who's asking?
Rusty Shackelford.
What?
It's me, Dale.
But that's impossible. Rusty died in 3rd grade.
I didn't die. I moved. You need to stop using my name, Dale.
I am not using your name, and I am not Dale.
Come on, Dale. You're smoking the same brand of cigarettes you did in the 3rd grade.
Oh my god.
Get off my property, whoever I am!
I really need to talk to Dale. I'm trying to get a small business loan, but the bank thinks I'm the same guy who skipped town on a string of failing alpaca farms.
Well, if we see him, we'll give him the message.
I want to handle this like gentlemen, but, well, I'm not leaving town until it's sorted out.
Nice meeting you. Did you hear that? He's not leaving. He's gonna hunt me like an animal and kill me. Like an animal. I was never here. But someone toss me a beer. Coming.
Make sure we're not getting...
You'll never catch me, Shackelford.
That does it, Dale! I will kill you!
If you kill me, I'm taking you with me!
Oh, no, you won't!
First of all, Hank's not even worried about his wife.
What the heck is going on?
We still have a chance. Act like a ghost. Thought you could just waltz in here and kill me, did you? Well, so did he.
Damn it, Dale. Frog. You stupid.
You will speak only when I say you can speak.
Remove the tape, Dale.
Okay, you can speak.
Let us go now, and I promise I won't kick your ass later.
I'm sorry, but I can't do that, Hank. I've got
can't do
plans
that,
for
Hank.
you. Oh, yeah. I'm going to drain all the blood out of your body. Then I'm going to replace my blood with your non-rabid blood, which will both cure me and give me all your knowledge of propane and propane accessories.
I think you might be eating the wrong kind of mushrooms, Dale.
I know what I'm doing. These mushrooms have been keeping me alive. But what I don't know, Hank, is how you can still talk when there's a million bugs squiggling in and out of your mouth.
Oh, yeah, I can talk. So, if I understand your plan, it is to replace your rabies blood with my clean blood, is that right?
Who gave you a copy of my plan?
You told me. So, step one, drain my blood. And, since you can't stand the sight of blood, I guess you'll have to hand me my pocket knife.
Oh, I'll do more than hand it to you. I'll open it for you. This isn't over. So long, suckers.
Oh my God.
Hank, I can see your house from up here. I'll tell you why your license is taking so long. The U.S. Postal Service is bogged down in the most elaborate PSYOPs campaign in history. First, they fatten us up with all those 2-for-1 pizza coupons. Then when we're too logy to put up a fight, they sell us off to the Red Cross, who removes our kidneys, which go back on the pizzas to start the process all over again.
Howdy, Hank. You got something from the Department of Public Safety.
My driver's license. We were just talking about that.
Mm-hmm. And I didn't forget you, Mr. Gribble.
How did you know my name? Go to hell. Wow, look at it all. Charts and footnotes and maps. Ooh, here's a cool diagram of Dealey Plaza.
The
So the
Warren
motorcade
Commission.
was going west on... Wait, I thought they were headed east. But, this is east. Wait, I'm all messed up here. Where's the grassy knoll? This isn't right. I always thought west was this way. The motorcade turned and went out but west? Okay. So, heading west, the grassy knoll is in front of Kennedy. The book depository is behind him. But that makes sense. It can't make sense. It's the Warren Commission report, for God's sake. But that means the government could be right.
I know that assassination meant a lot to you, Dale. I'm sorry,
My worldview, it's gone. I mean, if they were right about Kennedy, maybe we really did go to the moon.
This is me when Lonnie debunks my conspiracies.
No one panic. In times of extreme duress, the body human is often imbued with super strength. I'll dive deep into the water and shoot up to the surface, propelling myself onto the boat. Gentlemen, I'll see you shipside. Shazam! Huh, I must have jumped clean over the boat!
Oh, God.
Dang it. Lately, my scalp's been itching like crazy.
Oh, no.
You
we're
too?
at policy violations.
I thought my spider...
Ah.
Damn it.
See, this is...
Although, I back to the movie, though. I did like at the end where they asked...
You know, nobody can hear you right.
Why?
We're shut down. But it'll come back in a second. So we can just chill until...
I hate it when it does this shit.
Work.
We've had 16 views tonight.
Nice.
Any day now.
Psilocybin benefits and risks.
It's weird.
You know that whole ayahuasca thing's starting to gain traction.
Oh, I know.
I'm telling you. Either you or Cody. Oh, here we go.
Yep, we're back.
And we're back.
First off,
dear YouTube,
eat a dick. Oh, sorry.
That's
Fuck
my
you.
line. Eat a dick.
Thanks, Joe. My bad, dog. So
How dare you?
How dare you? You've stolen my childhood.
But there's also that, what was it from SpongeBob? That, how dare you?
I don't know that one. That's probably where Greta got it from.
Maybe.
Probably. Are you talking about the pickles episode?
I think so, yeah.
Where the guy's
How
having the pickles
dare
under his
you.
tongue? And
like SpongeBob runs in like some fat woman fish or something like that. And she's like, how dare you?
Yeah.
Anywho, it's been a fun show, guys.
That was actually a really good show.
I felt like it was pretty good.
Until we got stopped for like a minute.
Yeah, we got to stop using things that are...
Well, I didn't expect to go
like
that long with it.
Yeah, well.
It was good. It was
Dale's funny.
And rest in peace, good sir.
Rest in peace. I think we should play the song one more time.
Okay. I'm cool with that.
You hit the... come on. We're going to leave you guys with Rich Men North of Richmond.
I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay, so I can sit out here and waste my life away, drag back home and drown my troubles away. It's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is.
That's a pretty guitar.
Oh, it is living in the new world with an whole soul. These rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do. 'Cause your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end. 'Cause the rich men, north the rich men. I wish politicians would look out for miners, and not just miners on an island somewhere. Lord, we got folks in the street, ain't got nothing to eat, and the obese milking welfare. Well, God, if you're 5'3" and you're 300 pounds, taxes ought not to pay for your bags of fudge rounds. Young men are putting themselves 6 feet in the ground, 'cause all this damn country does is keep on kicking them down. Lord, it's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is living in the new world with an whole soul. These rich men north of Richmond, what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do, 'cause your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end, 'cause the rich men, North the rich men. I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay.
I'm Justin.
I'm Joe.
I'm Kate.
Tally ho, lads.